There are no words for how much I fell in love with this dog, Beau, during our animal communication session. And he helped solve a mystery, but I'll get to that in a minute. So it's always very telling what an animal wants to talk about the very first thing when we start our session, because I always begin by just saying, tell me anything that's on your mind. And then I will ask you some specific questions, and then your family can ask you some specific questions. And he said, I want to feel light, and I'm not the biggest and I'm not the baddest. Like, okay. So we went on and we talked about some other things, and then Beau revisited this again, and he said, I'm really self-conscious because I'm too small. And I've been made to feel this way. I've been made to feel like I'm too small. And kind of like his Pitbull persona doesn't match the way he really is in how he feels in his heart and his body size. So I asked Mom about that. And she said that he has been a little bit ill and has lost some weight. But also at Thanksgiving, some family members mentioned, oh my gosh, he's so small, he's so skinny. And it was a little bit of a topic of conversation. So that made him self-conscious, and it made him feel like, I've been made to feel this way, this self-conscious. So, and it's so sweet how protective Mom is. She's like, I'm going to talk to them all about that. And then again, we talked about some more things going on in the home. And Beau came right back to it. He said, I'm misunderstood. I'm expected to be tough, but all I want to do is just have a soft spot on the sofa and be glued to my mom. So again, it just kept coming up, this insecurity about him not being what he's expected to be as this big bully breed, right? And again, Mom's like, well, yeah, like he might feel this expectation to be tough because we do have a family member who's always like, oh, look at this big bad pit bull and all of that. And Beau's like, I'm not that. Like, that's not me at all. So he does have some insecurities around that, which were interesting and kept coming up. No matter how much we tried to get off the topic, and we would for a little bit, and we would talk about other things, that kept coming up for Beau. And when I asked Beau what he loved most about his home, he said, I love the crochet blanket. Where is it? And Mom's like, oh, well, we moved. It's in my closet, but we used to have it out on the bed all the time. Beau's like, I love it so much. Please get it back out. So Mom's going to get that back out. And I also did a body scan on Beau where I start at the nose and go to the tip of the tail. And that was interesting because Beau was showing me like his sore head, and he said he has head injuries. So I asked Mom about his head injuries, and she's like, no. She said, he does sometimes have seizures, and when he does, he will bump into walls, before I can kind of catch him and help him. And Beau said, yeah, that's it. Like my head injuries. My head gets sore for, a couple of days after I have my head injuries. I mean, he's just so sweet. This dog just melted my heart. So we went through the whole body scan, and, he went through some things that were bothering him, and all of it made sense to Mom.